knockout punch. That's what we're all about here. Actually, we're going to hit them with the truth. We're going to hit them with a truth stick and see what happens because, you know, like the fella said, you can't handle the truth. The fact of the matter is that your medical doctor, bless his or her heart, may be the nicest person in the world. They may be a really awesome human being. However, the methodology of healing that they're trained in is old-fashioned, outdated, completely out of sync with the reality of the human experience, and it's immensely hypocritical. And, you know, if you don't even need to understand any of that kind of background philosophical stuff to really facts are a stubborn thing. Because in the United States, MD-directed medical treatments are the leading cause of death in the United States. The leading cause of death in the United States, the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States. We're going downhill quickly while we've let the MDs drive the bus. So you don't need to understand why. You just need to see things for the way that they truly are. And the reason that people don't put up a fuss, the reason that people don't put up an uproar, is because the American Medical Association in the United States and the pharmaceutical industries around the world have done an extremely good job of socializing people to believe that the only valid type of medicine is MD medicine and everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack with substandard dangerous training. So, and you know, my profession, the naturopathic medical profession, we're only allowed to practice medicine in 16 states. 16 states. That means that by some hocus-pocus magic, the laws of physics, the laws of nature, which work in Washington State, which work in Hawaii and Alaska and California and Montana and Arizona and Connecticut, to name a few, these laws don't apply. Simply by crossing a state line, all of a sudden I become dangerous. I become persona non grata. Now, how is that humanly possible? It's not. The medical school that I graduated from is a fully accredited medical school. It's the same accreditation body that accredits Harvard University. Which is an interesting thing to talk about. Nobody talks about this, but you know, how is it that an MD who did pre-med in Virginia, did medical school in California, is now allowed to practice medicine in any of the 50 states? How is that possible? Well, it's because the medical school that they went to was accredited by the U.S. Department of Education, and people know, in order to protect the citizens of the United States, the citizens of the United States know, well, it doesn't matter if you went to medical school in California, if you went to medical school in Nevada, if you went to medical school in Colorado, if you went to medical school in Massachusetts. If the medical school was accredited by the United States Department of Education, then that doctor, if he graduates from that medical school, is perfectly competent to be able to practice medicine in any state in the United States. That's the way that's why academic accreditation bodies exist. Well, the medical school that I went to was accredited by the United States Department of Education. Why is it that I'm only allowed to practice medicine in 16 states in the United States? Because of a medical monopoly. It has nothing to do with protecting the public. It has everything to do with protecting the monopoly that the MDs in the pharmaceutical industry have brought to bear. It has everything to do with protecting the monopoly of the medical marketplace that the MDs in the pharmaceutical industry have wrapped everybody in this country up inside of. For goodness sake, we rattle our chains to celebrate our freedom, right? We rattle our prescription medication bottles to celebrate our health. We've grown accustomed to substandard disease management. We've grown accustomed to having the MD be clueless about what the heck's going on with us. We've become accustomed to writing that medical insurance check. Oh, I'm going to need that insurance. I know I'm going to need that insurance. Oh, my goodness gracious, I'm going to get so sick I won't be able to afford it. That's the carrot that they dangle in front of you. Actually, that's the electrical prod that they prod you with in order to keep you moving down the track. It's fear. It's fear-based, and it's time to put an end to it. It's time to just say, look, enough is enough. I'll come and see you guys if I'm bleeding, if I have a broken bone, if I have a fractured bone, if I have some type of trauma to my body, because you guys are relatively good at that when you don't give people antibiotic-resistant bacterial infections, which is a rising tide here in the United States. It's a rising tide. And that's my recommendation. Find a medical insurance company that is going to provide you with catastrophic insurance. Now, different medical insurance companies have different names for their insurance plans, but you want to call up your insurance provider and say, hey, listen, I'm fed up with the MDs. They stink at what they do. The only time I want to darken their door anymore is if I have an acute illness. So I want you to give me an insurance policy that's only for emergency stuff. That's the only thing that I want. I only want to be covered if there's an emergency and I need emergency care. That's it. Other than that, I ain't going near those people with a 10-foot pole. So if you can find an insurance company that's done that, that's willing to write that type of a policy, call us up here at Fire Your MD now and inform us about it, and I will make that company rich by giving them tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of customers. Going to the phones right now. It looks like Las Vegas is up. Joan from Las Vegas is calling. Hey, Joan, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I have overactive bladder problem. I'm up sometimes 8 times a night. And I'm new to longevity. In fact, I'm just starting my second month. And my upline recommended Sweeties for this, and I've been taking it, but it just so I'm not diabetic. It just so dries me out, and yet I still have to get up as many times as ever.
Okay, well, I appreciate. Yeah, I'm good with this. I appreciate the phone call. So, how old are you, and when did this start?
I'm 71. This has been going on for a couple of years. I've always been in good health, good blood pressure. I've been overweight, but like 50 pounds or something like that, which right now I've lost about 20 pounds of that. I feel great with this tangy tangerine. My energy level has increased probably 50%. Great.
Are you taking?
Life and everything.
Are you well, that's good. So you've been around the block, right? 71. That's great. Are you on any? Are you on any prescription meds?
No, I'm not. I do take a half a milligram of estrogen every day.
Okay. And is all of the plumbing intact? Your uterus and ovaries? Is everything still good?
Everything's here. Everything's here.
Okay. And what on earth made you want to locate to Las Vegas?
Our children moved here about 7 years ago. Well, actually, they moved here 10 years ago, and then we lived in Denver at that time. And one was a poker dealer, and one was a tattoo artist.
Well, there you go. And do you like Thai food, by the way?
No, I don't know. I've never had it.
I have to tell you, the best Thai restaurant I've ever been to. And
really?
It's been number one in Gourmet magazine for like 10 years in a row. It's in Las Vegas.
Okay.
It's over by the it's on, I think, the east end of town near the Big Needle. What's that called?
Okay, yeah. What is it called? Now I'm.
Yeah. Well, the name of the restaurant is.
I had dinner there one night.
The name of the restaurant is Lotus of Siam.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
Lotus of Siam. It's in a crappy neighborhood. It's in this little strip mall. You drive up to the place and you're thinking to yourself, where am I going? What's going on? I'm telling you, it is I would go to Las Vegas just to go to that restaurant. No kidding.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's how good it is.
Order? What do you order?
Whatever you want. The pad thai that they have there, it's gluten-free and it's awesome. And I highly recommend it. I mean, you live there. Oh, for goodness sake, if I lived in Las Vegas, I'd get a job there. I mean, that's how good it is. I mean, it's the most excellent. And it's not just me that's saying this. It's Gourmet magazine, plus every food critic in the world that eats there loves it, and it's in your backyard.
But
I have no idea why I went off on that tangent, Joan.
I don't either, but it's a good idea.
All right, so let me give you a heads up on this irritable bladder thing. Since you've done the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, has that increased at all?
Actually, I think it has a little. My energy levels increased, and maybe this too. I've been trying to drink more water during the day, and just because I'm probably dehydrated. I have probably been all my life. Yeah. And just trying to take better care of myself. We were juicing a while back. My son just lost 40 pounds. He's been juicing for the last 40 days. He just watched the movie Sick, Fat, and Nearly Dead, and so he lost 40 pounds in a month. And now, today, this is his first day on Tangy Tangerine. I just gave him a sample of mine because he says that he doesn't have enough energy.
Well, this is the problem, and I talked about this yesterday on the radio show. When you lose weight aggressively, first of all, from our point of view, which is the correct point of view, which we're the only ones talking about, the only reason people gain weight is because they eat too many calories. Nobody has a stomach that's too big. Nobody has a fat gene, and it's not because you're lazy. People gain weight because they eat too many calories. What makes people eat too many calories? Your body has wisdom. Your body knows that it's running out of vitamin C. Your body knows that it's running out of calcium. Your body knows that it's running out of the 90 essential nutrients. So your body makes you eat in the desperate attempt to fill its nutritional tank up, but the food that you're eating is nutrient poor, so it doesn't have the stuff you need. So you'll eat a huge meal, and then 3 hours later you're starving again. And then your medical doctor tells you you're depressed or your stomach's too big and they want to cut your stomach out. And it's nonsense. But look, when you aggressively lose weight, you burn fat. And when you burn fat, you liberate all of the toxins that were in the fat back into the bloodstream. What does your body need to detox from that crap? Vitamins, minerals. He has to get on board with a good nutritional supplement program, or extreme weight loss like that is going to hurt him. Stick around, Joan. We're up against the break. I'll be back with you in just a second. It's the Stratosphere, by the way, is the name of the place in Las Vegas we were trying to remember. We're talking to Joan from Las Vegas, who's complaining of an irritable bladder, 71 years young. So, Joan, here's the deal. Because you're a newcomer here, there's some stuff that you need to understand, okay? Are you with me?
I am.
Okay, great. Very, very good. So our strategy is it's a kind of like a two-pronged attack. Number one, you have to eliminate 10 foods. There are 10 foods that will hurt you if you eat them, and you need to stop eating them immediately.
I have done that.
Okay. Now, the longer that you're away from those 10 foods, the easier it's going to be for your body to function the way that nature and God intended it to. It's kind of like a long comeback trail, but nonetheless, it's the only show in town. It's mandatory, and what people experience when they're on longevity is there's a slow and steady improvement of their symptoms over time. And often, it's such a slow and steady thing that the symptomology will kind of melt away into nothingness at such a slow rate that you forget that you even had it in the first place, right? Which is interesting. I can't tell you how many people I've seen that happen with. I'll talk to them 3 months after, 4 months, or 6 months after their initial visit with me, and I bring out the list of all the complaints that they had on the first visit. You know, headaches and heartburn and nightmares and chronic fatigue and the left knee pain and whatever. And I run down the list and they say, "Oh, geez, I forgot I even had that. Yeah, that's gone. That's son of a gun. I forgot that I even had that." So this is very much working with nutrition. Holistic medical nutrition in this regard is very much a process. Healing is a process. It's not an event. And when you're doing it correctly, it should be painless, and you should be getting a little more distance on your symptoms, a little more feel better every 4 to 6 weeks, if not sooner. So the reason that the bladder becomes irritable from our point of view is for a number of reasons, but the most common is that the wall of the bladder has become undernutrified. It's kind of like If you have a cut, a little tiny paper cut in your hand, and you squeeze lemon juice into it, it's going to sting like a son of a gun. Little tiny cut, sting like a son of a gun, right? But if you squeeze lemon juice into the other hand that doesn't have a cut, no problem. It feels like water. You don't feel it at all. Well, when the bladder, the wall, the internal wall of the bladder becomes undernutrified, it becomes sensitive to stuff. That's a scientific term. Sensitive to stuff, right? And so just the normal presence of urine in there is going to capitulate a spasmodic action, and your bladder's going to want to dump, and it's going to want to dump, and it's going to want to dump, kind of like you got a little paper cut in there, although that's a bad metaphor, but it's similar. It's a similar thing. So what would be prudent for you to do would be to feed your body stuff that will help the bladder support and promote its optimal function. And the secret sauce there is glucogel. So there are...
What? Say that again.
Yeah, glucogel liquid, glucogel plus, GLUCOGEL plus, liquid glucogel plus. What's your current body weight?
Right now it's 193.
All right, so in a perfect world, I would have you take 4 bottles of liquid glucogel plus a month for 3 months. If you can't afford 4, do 3. If you can't afford 3, do 2. If you can't afford 2, do 1. You need to add 1 liquid glucogel plus to your program. Now, a perfect program for you would be every month 1 anti-aging healthy, no, 1 healthy digestion pack, 2 healthy digestion packs, 2 healthy digestion packs, 4 bottles of selenium, and 4 liquid glucogel. 2 healthy digestion packs, 4 selenium, and 4 liquid glucogel. Now, you know, if you can't do that, then cut everything in half and just do that. Do 1 healthy digestion pack, do 2 selenium and 2 glucogel, okay, whatever. You need to switch from the blood sugar pack to the healthy digestion pack. Get the glucogel into your body, and, you know, life is going to be good. I also did a webinar that's available for insiders on my website. You have to subscribe for that, but it's inexpensive and it's easy. I did a whole webinar that teaches people how to maximize the absorption of the nutritional supplements, because there are some tricks that you can do to make this program more effective, and you can check that out at my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Thanks for the call, Joe. First day of spring, 2014. Does it feel like spring to you? Certainly does not feel like spring to me. I would like to know your thoughts on what's going on with the weather. Something's up. I think I know what it is, but I'm not ready to say it live on air yet. I need more data. John from Pennsylvania is up next. Coumadin gave him a bloody nose, I think. Hey, John, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden. Thanks so much for taking my call. My question is regarding my father, 75, and the doctors are successfully declining his health. Yeah. He is on Coumadin, and he is also taking like half an aspirin a day. And this earlier, he ended up in the emergency room with a really bad bloody nose, and so I'm concerned, obviously. And do they know what they're doing, or is the dose just wrong, or is there something else he can take? That's my first question.
Well, it's a complicated question. It's a good question, and it's a multifaceted question. First things first, they don't know what they're doing. Often, this is either a symptom of an overdose of Coumadin or a calcium deficiency. Now, if he's not taking any nutritional supplementation, I know he has mineral deficiencies, because minerals are 66% of the body's nutrient needs. We need 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids every day for a grand total of 90. 60 minerals of 90 total nutrients equals 2/3. That's 66% of your body's nutrient needs, your dad's body's nutrient needs, my body's nutrient needs, everybody's body's nutrient needs are minerals. Right? The only problem, like calcium and magnesium and sulfur and zinc, the problem with minerals is that your body can't make minerals. plants can't make minerals. The minerals are found in the soil in which the plant grows, or not. Usually not. So unless somebody is actively taking a mineral supplement, a good mineral supplement, which are hard to find, by the way. Longevity has the best one I've ever seen. You're nutritionally deficient in minerals. And if you don't have enough calcium, there's something called the clotting cascade that needs to happen in order for your blood to clot appropriately. If you don't have enough calcium, your blood can't clot appropriately. And if you add that to Coumadin, well, you're going to bleed like a stuck pig. So it's possible he has a calcium deficiency. It's also possible they just overdosed the Coumadin, right? So people that are taking Coumadin need every 2 to 3 weeks to go to the doctor and have a little blood test done called IPT time. And, you know, or an INR time. The doctor knows this, and they should be doing it. Oftentimes with the elderly people, they just kind of cast them aside. They don't care. They don't want to do it. You know, it's like, why am I going to do this every 2 weeks like they told me I should in medical school? I don't have time for that. I've got other patients who are going to be paying here. So I would have his INR time checked. It's a blood test. See if it's high. If it's high, he's taking too much Coumadin. Now, the other thing you want to do is visit Facebook and dial up Wellness Warriors with a Z. Wellness Warriors with a Z. My colleague, buddy, and a friend, Mark Denning, RN, is a living, walking testament to the wonderful effects of medical nutrition in the face of massive amounts of Coumadin. That guy was on more Coumadin than you're supposed to be able to physically be able to handle. When I met him years ago, 5 years ago, I think, he had 17 blood clots in his body. He was 100 pounds overweight. He had type 2 diabetes, and now all of those things are gone, including the Coumadin. And his blood levels are normal, his blood sugars are normal, and I think he's 100 pounds less than he used to be. His life completely turned around. He's a walking testament to the wonders of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. And he's so on fire about this, especially the blood, the thickness or the thinness of the blood thing. He talks about it all the time on Facebook, so check it out, wellnesswarriors.com. His Facebook handle is the Commander. It's Mark Denning. You can get kind of a nice academic chat going on back and forth to help you understand the intricacies of this. But the fact of the matter is that people don't have thick blood. MDs give people Coumadin in order to thin the blood, right? Coumadin, by the way, is rat poison. They give people Coumadin to thin the blood. Now, you know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that, well, did nature and God make the human body so that it needed rat poison in order to function properly? No. You don't have thick blood because you have a rat poison deficiency. You don't have thick blood. Your father doesn't have thick blood, unhealthy blood, quote unquote, because he has a Coumadin deficiency. He has an essential fatty acid deficiency. Essential fatty acids are necessary in order for the body to have blood that's the right thickness or thinness, the right viscosity. Okay? So anybody that's taking Coumadin needs blood support, and we give blood support with the Healthy Start Pack and extra essential fatty acids. So if it were my dad and he would listen to me, the recommendation for his optimal health would be 1 healthy brain and heart pack and 1 selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 healthy brain and heart pack and 1 selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And for 3 months, I would give him 1 extra bottle of the white liquid calcium, which is the Beyond Osteo FX. But look, he has to have his INR value checked with blood work, because it's probably too high. They probably overdosed him with Coumadin. If his levels are fine, if the INR is fine, then he has a calcium deficiency. There's only 2 things that can cause that. So either way, you know, he needs nutrition. And I got to tell you something, man. I don't care if you're 105 years old, you've been eating the wrong foods every day your entire life. When you take a longevity supplement into your body, you feel better. And it's within 14 days. There's a noticeable difference. A noticeable difference. I mean, that's why this company grows so much, man, in a crazy, oppressive political and medical climate that we have. It's crazy oppressive. And yet longevity grew, what 300% last year. Well, how is that possible? Because it works. You take the stuff, you feel better. Your blood work gets better. Your weight gets better. Everything gets better. And life is good. So the proof of the pudding's in the eating, man. Get the INR checked, get him some calcium. And if you really want to go all in, eliminate the 10 foods from his diet and hook him up with the appropriate healthy start packs. Thanks, John. I got to move on. I appreciate you. From Pennsylvania to Houston, Texas, Pat is up next. Hey, Pat, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I am, we've talked before, I'm a sickle cell anemia patient.
Oh, yeah.
I have a leg ulcer that has kind of gotten worse in the last few days.
Yeah.
And I am on BTT, OsteoFX, selenium, the Omega de-stress, Rubia Belly, the Z-Radical, plant-derived minerals, the enzymes, and glucogel. I want to know what else I can do to stop this, because I've had the leg ulcers before, and they've taken anywhere from 3 to 8 months to heal.
All right, so here's what you want to do. You want to get, Longevity's colloidal silver, or you could just go to the health food store and pick up a bottle of colloidal silver. Colloidal silver.
Okay.
You want to go to CVS or Walgreens or someplace, get a little tiny spray bottle. You want to dump the colloidal silver into the spray bottle. And, I don't know, every 2 hours, you want to spray the ulcer topically with the colloidal silver and then put a bandage on it. And then spray it with colloidal silver, rebandage it. Spray it with colloidal silver, rebandage it. Spray it with colloidal silver, rebandage it. And if you do that, and then at night, I want you to get a sterile gauze pad. I want you to soak it in the colloidal silver. I want you to put it right on top of the ulcer and bandage it down so it's on there all night long. If you hit this hard with colloidal silver all of the time, it'll heal with lightning speed. It'll heal with lightning speed. They use colloidal silver, by the way, in the more progressive burn clinics around the world. They'll have sterile sheets soaked in colloidal silver that they just put on top of a person, like with massive whole body third-degree burns, and they don't get secondary infections. So, again, even though it's a topical thing, right, it's happening because of an internal imbalance. You don't have skin ulcers because you have skin. You have skin ulcers because your bodies ain't right inside. So as you go further and further down the track here, Pat, by eliminating the 10 bad foods and filling your body's nutritional tank up 100% every day with the longevity stuff, the ulcers, the preponderance for your body, the preponderance of the ulcers, the tendency for your body to generate an ulcer is going to become less and less and less and less and less and less, and then it's going to stop completely. But in the meantime, you can do the colloidal silver thing topically, and it will bring you a long way towards the land of health, which is where we like to hang out.
One other question, Dr. Glidden. I seem to be having skin problems. My face is a mess right now. Can I put the colloidal silver on it too? It looks like I had allergic reaction to something, and I put something on my face, and it just made it angry. And when I had to go to the emergency room, and they said it was a chemical burn. So now it's peeling and it's real dry, and they suggested that I not put anything on it. But it's real tight and it's flaky and...
Well, you want to go to the health food store immediately and get aloe vera.
Okay.
You want to get purified aloe vera. Now, it's hard to find. Be careful. You don't want to find aloe vera that's in an alcohol base. You want to just find aloe vera that's in a bottle all by itself without anything in it. And if you can't do that, then you want to get a skin cream that's mostly aloe vera. And the way that you figure that out is you look at the ingredient list, and there might be 10 different herbs in the skin cream. Aloe vera needs to be the very first thing that's listed, because in the ingredient list of nutritional supplements, or, lotions and shampoos and stuff. The stuff that's the most concentrated is the first thing on the list, and then the stuff that's second concentrated is second on the list, and so forth and so on. So if you can't find just pure aloe vera in a bottle without any alcohol, then get a skin cream, the first ingredient of which is aloe vera, and put that stuff on liberally, and that's going to help a remarkable amount.
What about the plant?
Oh, yeah, if you've got the plant, even better. Just cut a leaf off and slice it open and squeeze the juice out and put it all over your face. Go for it. That'll fix a chemical burn or a sunburn or a burn in record time, no kidding. And what the colloidal silver will do is prevent any secondary infections from happening, but I don't think you need to worry about that with this chemical burn thing unless it's really bad. Colloidal silver, of course, isn't going to hurt. And it's not a problem, but really what you want to do to support and promote the structure and function of the skin in the face of a burn like that is aloe vera, baby. So check it out. And call us back and let us know what happened, Pat.
I sure will. Thanks so much, Dr. Glidden.
All right, you're the greatest. Keep it up. Down there, she's doing it in Houston. We're doing it everywhere, man. We're doing it in Texas. We're doing it Rhode Island. We're doing it in Colorado. Washington State, California, Alaska, all over this great country of ours. Michigan, for goodness sake, people are waking up to the wonders of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. What are you waiting for? Check the website out, drglidden.com. Going to Michigan when we come back. Hey, we're back. Sorry for the technical stuff at the top of the hour. We're trying to get Todd Harrison dialed in. We will have him back just as soon as is humanly possible. Let's go to Jess in Michigan and see what's up. Hey, Jess, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
All right. Well, thanks for taking my call. How are you today?
Well, I'm good, but I'll get better. Thanks for asking. What's going on?
All right. Well, I have a godson, a friend's son. He's 7 years old. He has become quite the sugar junkie.
Yeah.
And to kind of top that, he's been eating pencils.
Oh, okay. Boy, am I glad you called. He's eating pencils, right?
Yeah, so now I'm all concerned that, he's going to get lead poisoning and oh my God. You don't need to worry about that. What you need to be worried about is that the fact that this kid is craving pencils. I mean, that's a strong and persistent sign and a symptom of a pretty serious, imbalance. But this is interesting to talk about because the human body has wisdom, the human body has intelligence, and our whole thing is that the body knows what's best for it. Now, children don't have any social mores. They don't have any filters about what's right and what's wrong like adults do. It's the rare adult that's going to eat a pencil or that's going to go out into the yard and dig some dirt up and eat the dirt, right? It happens, but it's rare. Kids do it all the time because they don't have any filters to know, hey, that's not right. That's not socially acceptable. You shouldn't do that. But it's his body that's driving that craving. It's his body that's driving the craving for sugar. The kid is craving stuff, and he's simply following the body's lead. So this is a drop dead, 100% guaranteed, boots on the ground, mineral deficiency on steroids. This kid is extremely minerally deficient. Now, really, he just needs the Cherry Mints. One bottle of the Cherry Mints would nip this in the bud, and it would eliminate it. It would eliminate both the sweet craving and the tendency to chew on pencils. By the way, this behavior technically in fancy schmancy doctor talk is referred to as pica, P-I-C-A. Some kids will eat dirt. Some kids will eat chalk. Some kids will, they'll eat anything that's inedible. I had one woman, I was giving a lecture in Utah, out in the boondocks somewhere, kind of a rural community, and I was talking about when we're minerally deficient, we crave things, right? And a woman stood up in the back row, and she was raising her hand, and normally I don't take questions until the end of the lecture, but she wouldn't sit down, so I had to address it. And she said, Dr. Glidden, I can't believe you just said that because I've never told anybody this in my life, but I have to now.
I grew up on a farm, and I live on a farm with my husband, and when I got pregnant, I would sneak out of the house in the middle of the night and eat dirt. I'd go out and I'd eat the dirt under this one tree. I'd eat the dirt. I couldn't help myself. And now I know why I was doing it, because I was minerally deficient. So, now, in a perfect world, this child would get 1 Healthy Start pack and 1 bottle of Cherry Mints per 100 pounds of body weight per month, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. Don't know if the parents are going to be all down for that. Maybe. I don't know. If they are, great, because it'll change the child's life. But notwithstanding that, if you just want to get your foot in the door a little bit, get 1 bottle of Longevity's Cherry Mints. 1 bottle of the Cherry Mints. And the dose here would be, well, I would give him, I'd give him a tablespoon 4 times a day. 1 tablespoon 4 times a day. The stuff tastes great. Kids love it. And you mark my words, it'll be like a magic. Within 2 weeks, all of this behavior will just disappear, and it'll be one of the coolest things you have ever seen. I'm so glad that you called. I love helping kids like this, because this kid's body is crying out for stuff. It's crying out for stuff, but nobody knows how to interpret this. The MD certainly doesn't. The MD would put him on some psych med. You got to be kidding me. You're going to change this kid's life by hooking him up with the stuff that his body's craving, and just get out of the way. The 90 essential nutrients will change his life. Thanks so much for the phone call. I appreciate your concern for your fellow humans. That's the type of people that we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Compassionate, caring, and outspoken. Next live event tonight, 8 o'clock Central Time. Worldwide live chat for insiders only. Check it out right there on the website, fireyourmdnow.com. God willing and the creek don't rise. I'm back in the saddle tomorrow. Till then, live long and prosper.